To the Ogoni family, we have lost another one of our great leaders in the name of Noble Obani Nwibari, who has done his work on this globe in order to help move the Ogoni struggle forward. Some of your key leaders now no longer exist, but you that are left behind have an obligation, and your obligation is to never stop. The struggle must continue. We have got to take a look at what has not worked in the past and what has worked in the past. This is not a time to give up. It's not a time to acquiesce to the difficulties that you face. You've lost many wonderful people whose whole life was about the struggle of the Ogoni people. From Ken Saro-Wiwa to the Ogoni Nine, and now Noble Obani Nwibari and others, they were yet to see the promise. I want to say to you, I must give you truth. Your brother here found out recently, in my DNA, to my surprise, that I was 67% Nigerian in my DNA. One of the biggest surprises to me of my life. It is no mystery to me now why the face of Ken Saro-Wiwa appeared to me around 1998 on Easter morning and just smiled and disappeared. Now that my brother Noble Obani Nwibari has passed on, I still feel the obligation, strange as it might be. I've never been to Nigeria. I've never been to the River States region. But the visions that I receive have always come to pass. For you that don't know, I'm going to back it up a little bit. When I met Noble, immediately, people that know me know that I have an extremely, they call me the prophet. I have given prophecies, major prophecies, to many people in many walks of life for 40 years. When I met Noble, he was working at the Casino Queen in the janitor maintenance capacity. I felt led to cancel a meeting that I had there, a business meeting, and cancel it to another day, and consequently I met Noble. I felt that I needed to go to the restroom, and one was right 10 feet across the hall, but I felt led not to go there, didn't understand why. And then I ran into this man with this bucket, and I felt led in the spirit to speak these words to him, that his destiny was great, that even though he had that bucket, he was destined for greatness, and he would do great things on this planet. He began to tell me about himself. Little did I know the magnitude of the man that I was speaking to in the person of Noble Obani Nwibari. Noble made me aware of the Ogoni struggle. I remember when I was instrumental in picking the Ogoni brothers and sisters up from Lambert International Airport. Some of them had never seen cold weather before. And the cry then was no to shell. I helped them in we passed pamphlets down in the Annie Malone parades, thousands of pamphlets. We stood out and boycotted Shell gas stations, some on Grand, some in different places. I orchestrated with the largest radio announcer in St. Louis, KMOV, with Carol Daniels, and we were on for about an hour. Then God began to give me visions, and oh yes, I get visions. People that know me know my visions are always accurate. And I began to see that I created Operation Stop. My brother Noble, Obani, Nwibari, and some of the other OGONI delegates thought that was a wonderful thing to do. Brother Noble took the message of OGONI Stop, Save the OGONI People Stop, to the floor of the United Nations. These things were a beginning. I later began to see visions. I saw a vision of the OGONI, the Nigerian army, military, and government returning the bodies of the OGONI 9, which was done. My brother Noble said, "Brother, you saw that happening. I want you to go back with me." And I said, I didn't see myself going. I also saw a vision later in South St. Louis, in the home of Kawa and Bamadou. I told OGONI brothers and sisters there that I saw another vision. God was showing me something very clear, that he was going to take President Abacha out, or allow somebody to take him out. And I wanted those words to be exact. I said it for the third time as I walked out of the door and said, remember, I'm saying this. This was on a Friday evening. Saturday at around 1:20, Noble Obani Nwibari called me, and he told me, he said, my brother, Abacha is dead. I said, brother Noble, you got to be kidding me. No. He said, no, Abacha is dead. I saw it on the internet. That was within 24 hours from the time of the vision. The subsequent visions that I had was that we should pray at another time there in the same location. I saw some tragedies happening, and that's when the bombings took place. But it never hit the Nigerian people, the OGONI people rather. It didn't hit the River States region, even though even the embassy was bombed. The visions that I have been given have always been accurate. But I had another vision. I had a vision of the land. Though I've never been there, I saw hospitals being built, starting off with hospitals being restored. I saw land and schools being built. I saw the land being cleaned up and the waters being cleaned up. These visions, you must begin to help bring these to pass. One of the things that I have to say to you is, when there's a vision in front of you, all you have to do is start moving in that direction. This is not a time for you to become Americanized. This is not a time for you to become frail. This is not a time for you to become caught up into so much religion that you fail to put the priority on the survival of the OGONI people. You must work. You must put forth the effort. You must put forth the sacrifice. This is, for some reason, a very important issue to God Almighty, because it continues. Here I am, a very keenly intuitive person, that 20-some years later, I still feel the obligation on me to speak to you OGONI people. I know that there's been a lot of infighting in you. I know that there's been a lot of treachery. I know that there's been a lot of, some have sold out. But I say to you who remain, you have the heaviest obligation of any of the people so far, because it's up to you to see that the victory is obtained. I'm asking you to abandon the things that become lethargic. Abandon the things that haven't worked. Abandon the people who no longer have the fire and the flame. Rally behind the effort to make the OGONI struggle successful. Do it for the women and the children that had died. Remember the movie Delta Force. Remember the people who were sacrificed through the Nigerian military. And stand up and be strong. Before you became so religious, you had a history. Your history is no mystery. Go back to being the people that you were. A strong, mighty people is your destiny. I feel this in my spirit, and I hope it's coming across to you. The struggle goes on. Remember Ken Saro-Wiwa. One man, what one man did. You are one person that's listening to this. Sometimes God has to take somebody out of the mix and fill them like a pregnant woman with the message. And it seems like I have been giving that to you. The struggle must go on. Wiser, stronger, with faith that you will be victorious. Weeding out and dealing with traitors, infiltrators, and those who mean you no good. You must continue. The struggle must go on. Why am I saying this to you with so much compassion? Because it was downloaded to me in 1998 through the lips of the word man Obani, noble Obani Nwibari. But not from him. The morning of Easter 1998, when Ken Saro-Wiwa, his image appeared to me. The struggle must go on. And it's up to you to make sure that it's successful.